Qualifying has come to a close, and now it's time for the drivers to grid up at Atlanta. Up front will be Adam Rickey and Stephen Hutchison. On the second row will be James Krause and Shanna Harton. Third row is last year's champion Lucas Gortman and Kevin Gironi. Derek Turner and Keith Fonseca on the fourth row. The fifth row is Chuck McDonald and Dakota Bruff. 11th and 12th is Jeremy Gaiman and Bob Burlew. 13th is Lonnie Mixon. 14th is Greg Bruzeau. Tyler Daniels himself in 15th. David Trumbley in 16th. 17th is Tommy Hebert. 17th is Andy Shaner. Andrew Bisnett is 19th. Jim Dowman starting 20th. Mark Bradshaw 21st. Matthew Boston Wheeler 22nd. Donald Fisher in 23rd. All right, everybody getting lined up on the grid. There is Adam Rickey on the inside, Stephen Hutchison on the outside, James Krause, excuse me. There he is in the pink 69 on the inside, which is actually not his number being scored, but anyway, Shanna Harton in the green 22. Lucas Gortman, last year's champion. And they're in the blue number 06 with Kevin Gironi on the outside. Then Derek Turner and Keith Fonseca, Chuck McDonald, and Dakota Burrow. But before we take off, we've got to go find Tommy. Get on the grid so we can see your upside down name, buddy. I know you're listening, Tommy. Yep, he was listening. Let's see if we can get a close view of Tommy's car. Generally try not to use the blimp mode here much, but there you have it on the rear bumper. It is upside down. Poor Tommy. You know, Tommy thinks it's an accident. I really hope it's on purpose. That'd be even funnier. Shout out to Maconi Setups. They are providing all of the setups for the races this season for the IROC series. So huge shout out to them. Check them out. They are on Facebook. They are on Discord. I think they're everywhere now. They may be taking over the world. They might be bigger than Walmart. You don't know. And of course, don't forget to check out BACC Charities. That's BACC Charities. You can find them online. You can also find them on our website at htsai.net. Hey, let's take a quick look at the track temperature. 105 degrees. Tires will warm up quickly, but they will melt quickly too on this 1.5 mile track. This is the current version prior to the tearing up. So this would be what you consider the 2020 version of Atlanta. Pace car is in. Adam Rickey will wait for the green flag, and they will get going here at Atlanta. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away. Look for the first few laps to be a little bit slower. Never mind. Are they trying to go 4 wide already? They were 3 wide into turn 1 in some places. I was gonna say, look for them to take it a little easy while the tires come up to temperature, as we saw during the TDR versus Nowski Nation Season 1. And there you see the 61, that is Keith Fonseca getting a little bit loose off of turn 4. Up front, Adam Rickey still in the lead. James Krause in second. Stephen Hutchison in third. Seems to have a bit of a connection problem tonight. Shanna Harton up to fourth now. And last season's champion, they're in fifth, Lucas Gortman. And yeah, Eric, it was tonight. Shouldn't you have qualified for it? And Striker James cheering on Keith Fonseca. Everybody's sorting out 3 laps into this thing. The tires should be up to temperature. They said it'd take 3 to 4 laps before they really felt comfortable and could start digging here. 100% fuel load, so tire wear will be the biggest issue coming through tonight. Got a couple of drivers already starting to make their way forward. Chuck McDonald is now up to 6th after starting 9th. Dakota Bruff in 7th after starting 10th. Jeremy Gaiman in 8th after starting in 11th. And a lot of side-by-side action all over the track right now, as nobody is taking it easy. Except for Adam Rickey and James Krause, they have opened up a 2-second lead over Lucas Gortman and Shanna Harton. And Lucas Gortman going to the lead. They're going to make it 3 wide. Dakota Bruff on the high side. Shanna and Dakota get together. No caution. Dakota up in the wall, though. He is going backwards. He lost a ton of momentum getting into that wall. Wreck on the front stretch. Caution is out. Looks like Bob Berlew involved. And Greg Brazow. Possibly Tyler Daniels as well. Looks like there was already a car spinning when Tyler Daniels got there. Let's see, it may have been Greg Brazow. We're trying to figure out. Yes, it was. Let's rewind the tape just a hair and see what happened with Greg. Oh, Greg had a big run out of turn 4 and a car checked up in front of him. He ran out of track. Heavy hit to the inside. Looks like Tyler Daniels did manage to recover, as did Bob Berlew. And Adam Rickey did not want to see this caution come out so early, as he and James were pulling away from the field. Don't forget to take a moment, hit the share button, like us, follow us on all the things, the Twitch, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Back Sports YouTube, the How to Suck at iRacing YouTube, just all the buttons, hit all of them. Right now it's Adam Rickey up front, James Krause in 2nd, Lucas Gorman in 3rd, Kevin Gironi 4th, Chuck McDonald in 5th. Shanna Harton, after that incident with Dakota, back to 6th. Jeremy Gaiman in 7th. Keith Fonseca in 8th. Derek Turner 9th. David Trumbley in 10th. Andy Shaner is really on the move. He is up to 11th after starting in 18th, with the biggest mover so far, Matthew Boston Wheeler, who is now up into 13th after starting 22nd in a 23-car field. Dakota Bruff, Bob Berlew, Lonnie Mixon, Greg Brazow, Jim Dowman, and Adam Bisnett all on pit road. Last year's champ already putting on a show. He is there in 3rd place in the pink 06 car. That says 51 but is being scored as the 06. That is Lucas Gortman. Having raced Lucas a bunch of times, I can tell you he's going to be tough to beat. Worth mentioning, Tyler Daniels now up to 14th. He started in 15th. He had the pass in the grass, so to speak, to avoid the chaos, but that car, no damage to it. He came through clean. And where's my buddy Tommy? Tommy, my co-presenter for Friday nights, he is in 12th after starting 17th. Andy Shaner in 11th. You got to wonder if those two are working their way to the front together. Looking to see if David Trumbley, who started in 16th, is up to 10th. Matthew Boston Wheeler, still the biggest mover. The next biggest mover, though, is Donald Fisher. Donald started dead last, 23rd. He is now up to 15th. Mark Bradshaw, who started 21st, is up to 16th. He's another one of the drivers that got caught right behind that big incident in the front stretch. Tyler Daniels, Bob Berlew, hats off to those two for being able to drive through the grass, keep the cars going the right way, no damage to either car. All right, one to go, and lights are out on the pace car as they come down the front stretch. And Adam Rickey now has a Lucas Gortman on his back bumper. Kevin Gironi's up there with him, and you know, we saw Adam Rickey and James Krause manage to pull away from the field on that at the start of the race. They had a 2-second lead on the rest of the field, but now with the guys that have caught up to their back bumper, they might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't expect to see them pull away again. Pace car will drop off onto pit road, this time by. There he goes onto pit road, and Adam Rickey will have the permission to fire first. Green flag in the air. They are down and away. A little further back in the field, watching them go down into turn one. These super late models, definitely a handful on cold tires, and a couple of guys actually getting the apron there at the back and holding on to it. There's one car off pace on the bottom. Trying to see who that was. Jim Dowman looked like he got a piece of the apron through 1 and 2. Had to really check up to be able to hold on to that car. Adam Rickey still out front. James Krause in second. Lucas Gortman in third. They are starting to open up a little bit of a gap on Kevin Gironi in fourth. Still within draft range, but these three together might be able to pull away if everybody doesn't stay with them. But they also have to keep in mind the tire wear here. 75 laps. If another caution comes out, these guys will definitely come in for tires, give up the track position. But as we heard last season, TDR versus Nowski Nation, sometimes it's better to be out here on those old tires. And the fastest lap so far of the race was just run by Keith Fonseca. Doing a quick comparison of the laps, Keith Fonseca was 0.2 of a second faster than the leader last time by. You know what? Let's take a lap around with Keith. See how he is getting those fast laps as he crosses the start-finish line. He's going to stick the nose. Nope, he backed out of it just a hair. Now going up to the high side. High side does not wear your tires as much, but these cars definitely a little looser up there. Down the back straightaway, staying in the draft. You hear that engine just about hitting the rev limiter. Out of through turn 3 and 4, back onto the front straight. And back across the start-finish line in 32 seconds. They're side by side just in front of him. Looks like Jeremy Gaiman dropping to the bottom. He's trying to take 6th place from Shanna Harton. Meanwhile, right behind him, Derek Turner, David Trumbley battling for position side by side. Move Turner to 9th, Trumbley back to 10th. You gotta wonder about Keith Fonseca here. He ran the fastest lap of the race. He has not pushed it. He started in 8th. He's currently running in 8th, and you have to wonder if this is part of his strategy. He knows he can run fast here if he needs to. Andrew Bisnett just came to pit road, by the way. Keith Fonseca knows he can run faster than everybody right now, but staying back there in the draft, he saves a little fuel, he saves a little bit of tires, and he doesn't have to push the car. If they get a long green flag run, he might be in the best position. Jeremy Gaiman now up to 6th, trying to run down Kevin Gironi in 5th. Chuck McDonald currently in 4th. Lucas Gortman in 3rd place. In the top 5, just staying nose to tail. They are not battling at all. A little further back, Andy Shaner in 11th. Tommy Hebert in 13th. Tyler Daniels is currently back in 18th, but holding steady there. Expect to see him. Oh! Bob Berlew is having some problems. He got a little bit of the wall there through 3 and 4. He gets himself back down. Bob was one of the drivers that ended up having to go through the grass on the first caution to avoid getting wrecked, and it looks like that car may not be handling very well for him right now. Back up front, the top 4 are still nose to tail, but Kevin Gironi slipping back just a little bit. And was that Lucas blinking? I know we saw James Krause have a little bit of a blink earlier, but looked like Lucas Gortman was blinking there for just a moment. And it is starting to get racy mid-pack. Jeremy Gaiman and Keith Fonseca are now catching up to this lead pack. And Donald Fisher just had an incident. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, that is a problem here at Atlanta. Great job by him keeping the car off the track, not bringing out the yellow. But a hard hit on the inside. These cars have a tendency to get really loose. Just about every car has a tendency to get loose off of turn 2. Earlier on in a run. Later in the run, they'll get so tight they'll be pushing like a dump truck going into the corner, and you'll be fighting to keep it off the wall coming out of the corner. And it looks like Gortman might be starting to look a little bit racy here, because Chuck McDonald is starting to look around behind him. Kevin Gironi in 5th, Jeremy Gaiman in 6th, Keith Fonseca in 7th. Shanna Harton leading the second group with Derek Turner and Matthew Boston Wheeler. Matthew Wheeler started 22nd, now up to 10th. Andy Shaner back in 11th, David Trumbley in 12th. What happened to Tommy Hebert? He has now dropped back to 18th place. And look who's starting to make his way back towards the front. It is Tyler Daniels. Saw him at 18th just a couple of laps ago. He is starting to make his way back up. He is now up battling for 15th. This track heavily into momentum. If you lose even a little bit of momentum, you're going to go backwards a few spots, and then you have to regain it. But once you have the momentum, once you have the run, you can pick up a lot of positions. And Chuck McDonald clipping the apron there. It obviously upset the car a bit. Donald Fisher has been to pit road. His car is repaired. He is back out on track. About 4 laps down right now. Jeremy Gaiman and Keith Fonseca are really pushing it back there. Those two, you saw them down the back straightaway. They dropped to the bottom off of turn 2. They dropped to the bottom down the back straightaway, then came back up to set back up for the run into 3. Letting the momentum carry the car wherever it chooses to go, it appears. See how they do off turn 2 this time. Coming down the track just a little bit, not as dramatic as last time. They are sending it for everything those cars are worth. Chuck McDonald has looked racy a couple of times, like he's going to try and make a move on Gortman. Just over a third of the way through the race, so might be a little bit too early. These guys got to save some tires. If this goes yellow, they had a 100% fuel load. They might be able to go the distance on fuel, as they are now coming up into lap traffic. Adam Rickey up front. He's got 2 lap cars ahead of him. One of them is Fisher. The other is Mixon. And the lap car goes to the high side. That is Mixon. Fisher will be the next one they catch. Out of turn 2, everybody clearing the lap car, but it does cost Gaiman and Fonseca just a little bit. They do not get by the lap cars easily, and Fonseca got a little bit loose there. Back up front, Adam Rickey just driving around. They are actually about to pick up some more lap traffic. I believe it is Andrew Bisnett. Let's try and take a look from Adam's car here. There you see the next lap car ahead. That might actually still be... Whoops. That might just be Fisher. He has managed... Yeah, that's Fisher. He has managed to hold the leaders off for a little bit. Lucas Gortman moving up the track a couple of lanes, and now Chuck McDonald, who's been looking for a way around him, might have his opportunity here. Let's see if he can get it set into turn 1 quickly enough, but Gortman back down to the bottom. Lucas might just be playing with it. Keith Fonseca in 6th, Jeremy Gaiman in 5th, Kevin Gironi in 7th, Derek Turner is 8th, Matthew Boston Wheeler now in 9th place after starting 22nd. He is on the move. Shanna Harton currently in 10th, Trumbley in 11th, Mark Bradshaw in 12th, Bob Berlew in 13th, Andy Shaner has dropped back to 14th now, Dakota Bruff in 15th, Greg Bruzeau 16th, Tommy Hebert in 17th, Tyler Daniels in 18th, Jim Dowman in 19th, and Bisnett in 20th. Lonnie Mixon, Stephen Hutchison, and Donald Fisher all 1 or more laps down. Oh, we had a car up way high in the wall. Andrew Bisnett clears the track, and he just gets too high out of turn 2, pushes up into the wall, manages to brake before he hits the inside wall, gets the car turned around. He is going to lose a lap here, and probably significant suspension damage on the right side. Trying to get a look as he comes around. You see some body damage there on the right front. Definitely not how these drivers that have already had problems, not the way they wanted the IROC season to go. Adam Rickey still out front, James Krause in 2nd, Gortman in 3rd, and Chuck McDonald in 4th. The lap cars have cost Jeremy Gaiman and Keith Fonseca a little bit of ground. Hopefully they can use this one to pick up a little bit of draft and maybe catch back up to the lead pack. We've got some trouble up ahead. That was a pass for the lead. James Krause finally made a move for the lead, opened up the bottom line. Lucas Gortman's going to try and follow him through. And Chuck McDonald's trying to take advantage of it too. Backs out of it before he makes it 3 wide. This is exactly what Jeremy Gaiman and especially Keith Fonseca wanted to see. Now Adam Rickey back to the front. Kraus in second. They are getting really dicey down the back straightaway. You got to wonder how much of that is the car going away from them and how much of that is they are just picking up the aggression level here. It looked like a couple of the guys were really struggling with the handling, but not giving up an inch. We'll have to see how it plays out of 2. Watch Kraus and Gortman closely. Adam Rickey pulling away. Out of turn 2 they go, and yeah, it looks like Gortman gets a little bit loose off of turn 2, and he's actually using that to carry the run down the back straightaway on the bottom, trying to set up for the pass into turn 3. Can't quite get there yet, but if you're James Kraus, you have to be watching that mirror and know that Lucas Gortman is coming. And with all that excitement there, Jeremy Gaiman and Keith Fonseca have now caught back up to the lead pack as Chuck McDonald looked like he was going to make a move for 3rd. Jeremy Gaiman currently running in 5th, Keith Fonseca in 6th. This battle up front is definitely starting to heat up just past halfway. Off of turn 2, you see all the drivers seem to be looking to set up their passes off of turn number 2. And Chuck McDonald has been right there, just has not been able to capitalize on a pass or on a mistake yet. But he is definitely lurking back there. There he goes, dropping down to the bottom again. Can he get the run into turn 3? He knows he's got to do something. Gaiman and Fonseca right there on the back bumper. And remember, Fonseca still has the fastest lap of the race by over 1/10 of a second. And guess who has the second fastest lap of the race? Chuck McDonald. And it is getting really dicey at the front. And Donald Fisher has had an incident. He has gone to pit road. I think that might have... No, another incident. Let's see. It looked like he hit the wall out of turn 4. No caution yet, though. Coming through 3 and 4, you can tell the car just snaps loose on him. Out of 4, tries to save it through the infield. Gets a tap from behind and then gets turned around again. Several cars caught in that, but no caution. Meanwhile, up front, Chuck McDonald goes to the bottom. He's going for 3rd. He actually stuck the nose in like he's going to try and make 2 in a lap. McDonald now to 3rd place, and oh, he sends it into 1. You could see the nose just set down and go. Off of turn number 2, McDonald has one heck of a run this time. 6-car lead pack. McDonald looks down to the inside for 2nd now. McDonald is going to clear James Kraus in the middle of 3 and 4 off of turn 4, and now Adam Rickey is his next target. Lap times are starting to fall off as tire wear does become an issue. Keith Fonseca had the fastest lap, a 31.81. He is now half a second slower at a 32.38. The fall off on these cars, though, not as bad as what you might see in a Cup car or a NASCAR truck. 6-car lead pack. Adam Rickey still out front, but Chuck McDonald is right there, and he is definitely the man on the move here. Biggest mover so far is still Matthew Boston Wheeler, but he took an impact when Donald Fisher had the incident on the front straightaway. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer look at his right front. Doesn't look too bad. We'll see as he comes back around. I'm not seeing any damage to the right front of that car. He might have some on the side. It's definitely not slowing him down any. Up front, Adam Rickey now has Chuck McDonald all over the back bumper. Chuck McDonald dives to the inside. Off into turn 3, McDonald goes to, they touch in the middle of 3. Both of them managed to hold on. Chuck McDonald's back end was just kicking out like crazy. Adam Rickey fighting back on the outside. Off into turn number 1 they go again, side by side. Adam Rickey doing his best to pin Chuck McDonald down through the turn. They drag race down the back straightaway. Off into turn 3 again, still side by side. Chuck McDonald having to pin that car down. Oh my goodness, he drifts up coming off 4. And Adam Rickey not giving him any room at all. Smart driving by Adam. Looks like Derek Turner has come to pit road. Mark Bradshaw has come to pit road. Some of these drivers are just coming in to get some fresh tires on these cars. Matthew Boston Wheeler still in 8th place. Biggest mover of the race so far. But he has a long way to go. He's 6 seconds from the leader. But once he catches up to Kevin Gironi, he might actually be able to run down the entire field, as Kevin is just 2 seconds ahead of him. Keith Fonseca another 2 seconds, and that draft help could come at Keith. And we've got everybody coming to pit road except for the 2 leaders. Almost had some incidents getting onto pit road. Adam Rickey and Chuck McDonald stay out. These 2 are just over 0.3 of a second off their fastest lap. They obviously do not need tires. Looks like they are going to have to get a little bit of fuel. Both of them come to pit road. Tommy Hebert, if he does not pit, will assume the lead. Nope, Tommy's going to come to pit road. Looks like everybody's going to try and hit pit road this time. Nobody trying to stretch the fuel mileage. No, I stand corrected. Greg Brazow is going to stay out. Bob Berlew and Jim Dowman all stay out. All three of these drivers out here pitted during the caution on lap 46, or on lap 6. Excuse me. So all 3 of them can go another 6 laps on fuel here. If the caution comes out, that puts these 3 in a really good position. And with chaos as they come off of pit road, as is often the case, Bob Berlew gives up 3rd, goes to pit road. Lucas Gortman is going to, looks like he's going to cycle through with the provisional lead now. As he comes off turn 2, there's Adam Rickey. This might be the, we've got a wreck coming off the back, or coming down the, coming off of pit road, excuse me. It looks like Shanna Harden's involved, and caution is out. I believe that's Tommy that gets... No, I stand corrected. That was Chuck McDonald that got a little bit loose. Looked like he got too much of the banking. As he tried to come up to speed, he collected Shanna and brings out only the second caution of the race. And look who is sitting pretty now. Greg Bruzau and Jim Dowman, both of whom pitted on the first caution. At lap 6, they are now going to be able to hit pit road under caution. And should still be a lap ahead. It looks like Lucas Gortman is in position to get wave around. These guys, a lot of these guys will get waved around, but when Greg Bruzau and Jim Dowman come off pit road, guess what? They are still going to be the top 2 cars. Looks like Greg almost overshot his pit. Jim Dowman on pit road. Both getting right side tires. Lucas Gortman getting waved around. He is going to the find the pace car. And we were just saying it a few minutes beforehand. Hey, these guys, you know what? Those couple of guys that pitted on lap 6 that were stretching that fuel mileage, that might be the greatest strategy move in the world, because the caution often comes out after green flag pit stops as chaos ensues, as guys are trying to get back out on track, and it definitely played out. Now Jim Dowman coming up off of pit road. Greg Bruzau not rolling yet. Looks like Greg might have gotten a speeding penalty coming to pit road, so that puts Jim Dowman in the catbird seat. Waiting to see how everything lines up. Right now, Lucas Gortman is scored in the lead. Jim Dowman in second. Now Jim Dowman, he's having to let Jim by, so it is going to be Jim Dowman reassuming the lead. Lucas Gortman in second. Greg Bruzau finally off pit road, should be in third. Adam Rickey in fourth. James Krause currently in fifth. Looking to see Keith Fonseca in sixth, Kevin Gironi seventh, Bob Berlew eighth, David Trumbley in ninth. You know, if you're Bob Berlew, you might be kicking yourself for not staying out at one more lap. He could. He had pitted on lap 6. Trumbley in ninth, Derek Turner in 10th, Matthew Boston Wheeler in 11th, Dakota Bruff in 12th, Chuck McDonald 13th, Tommy Hebert 14th, Andy Shaner 15th, Jeremy Gaiman 16th, Mark Bradshaw 17th, then Tyler Daniels in 18th, 1 lap down, Shanna Harton 1 lap down in 19th, Andrew Bisnett in 20th, 1 lap down, as is Steve Hutchison in 21st, and Lonnie Mixon in 22nd. It looks like Donald Fisher is done for the night. Everybody trying to get lined up and squared away. As they get the one to go, everybody in front of the leader gets waved around the pace car. Things about to get very, very exciting here. Looks like they are delaying the caution due to so many cars having to come back around. So just due to the way that the caution fell and the pit stops fell, it looks like we'll have 16 cars on the lead lap. But Greg Bruzau and Jim Dowman still win the strategy move of the night. And it does look like the lights are back out on the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing in just a moment with just under 20 laps to go. Most of these drivers on fresh tires. Some of these guys have had an opportunity to warm the tires up a little bit. Greg Brazil, Jim Dowman probably have the coldest tires on track. Lucas Gortman, Adam Rickey, James Krause, Keith Fonseca, Kevin Gironi, that group of guys, they probably all have those tires. They had at least one green flag lap on those tires, or half a lap, plus all these caution laps. Is definitely going to put some heat in the tires, but everybody from 6th on back has to start single file. Definitely helpful for Jim Dowman and Greg Brazil. Pace car is in. Jim Dowman will have the right to fire first. Green flag in the air. They're down and away. It looked like, I think I saw a bit of a tire spin out of Jim Dowman there on the restart. He got on it hard. He is going to clear on the high side. And out of turn 2, that single file line that was behind is not single file anymore. Adam Rickey, who has led most of this race, is trying to charge back up. He is now up to 4th. Lucas Gortman in 3rd. He's been in 3rd most of the night. And they're trying to get 3 wide back behind. They're wrecking through turn 2. We've got a car up in the wall. Caution. And it looks like Steve Hutchison involved. Andy Shaner caught in this, and we're going to try and get the replay. Let's back up just a hair and see, because this all kind of started a lot further back. Looks like that is Shanna Harton in the 22 coming through the quad oval. She just gets a little bit of the wall. The 2 car is right there, gets into the back bumper, and then chaos ensues. Andy Shaner is caught in that. Bob Berlew is caught in that. Stephen Hutchison caught in that. There you see Stephen Hutchison probably got the worst of that, and he gets hit a second time. And oh, Andy Shaner was down on the bottom trying to avoid it, but this track tends to clean down to the bottom, and that is what happens. And wow, what a change of fortunes there. Some of these drivers were on some great runs to only go backward. Trumbley, Gaiman, Shaner, and Bob Berlew all on pit road. And look who is getting waved around. It's the man, the myth, the legend himself. Tyler Daniels is getting waved around the pack. He is the lucky dog, and if he can get around before these guys get off pit road, he might actually pick up a few positions here as well. Regardless, that puts Tyler Daniels back onto the lead lap, and I think it's going to put him up to 14th. And just on a personal note, if you ever get the chance to race against Tyler Daniels on a road course, just don't. You're going to lose. He is just amazing in road course racing. He is great on ovals, obviously, but he really shines on a road course. I tried to follow him one day for several laps and couldn't keep up. Greg Bruzau, Jim Dowman still have the front row. Lucas Gortman, James Krause on the second row. Adam Rickey, Keith Fonseca on the third row. Derek Turner and Matthew Boston Wheeler, who started in 22nd, is now up to 8th. Kevin Gironi 9th, Dakota Bruff in 10th. Tommy Hebert managed to clear all the chaos and is currently in 11th. Another driver that has slowly and steadily made his way up a lot of positions, Mark Bradshaw, who started in 21st, now up to 12th. David Trumbley up to 13th. All right, we're going to restart with under 15 to go. So drop in the chat, let us know who you think is going to pull this one off here tonight. Will it be Greg Bruzau or Jim Dowman, or will somebody further back come forward? Can Lucas Gortman start off this season with a win after the championship last season? Adam Rickey, who has led the most laps here tonight, can he get back to the front? And Keith Fonseca, who has just been the fastest on track, does he still have an opportunity to come from 6th and get the win here? It's worth noting, Jim Dowman started in 20th place and is in the lead. Greg Bruzau started in 14th and is in 2nd. Great run, great strategy by these guys. Smart driving, smart strategy, and fast race cars have definitely paid off here tonight. And Greg is definitely tempting fate with Jim there, apparently. Getting as close as possible to have as much momentum once the pace car drops in. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Greg Bruzau clears him. Jim Dowman does not get going. I don't know if he spun the tires or what happened, but Jim Dowman has dropped like a rock. It does look like he missed a shift or spun the tires. And now Lucas Gortman to the lead. The 2020 IROC champion is now back in the lead, but Greg Bruzau is not done with him yet. Adam Rickey now in 3rd. James Krause in 4th. Derek Turner is in 5th. Kevin Gironi in 6th. It shook up the entire top 10. Keith Fonseca drops to 7th. Matthew Boston Wheeler now to 8th. Dakota Bruff in 9th. And Tommy Hebert cracks the top 10. And there goes Lucas Gortman trying to break the draft further back. There's some chaos out of turn 2. Everybody seems to keep going the right way. Lucas Gortman trying to break the draft on the back straightaway. Down the front straightaway, Lucas got a little bit of the grass there, it looked like. And last time by, the fastest lap of the race was turned by Adam Rickey as he continues to work his way back to the front. Everybody is now turning their fastest laps of the race. I think the track temperature must have came down with 10 laps to go. No, track temperature, air temperature, still the same. They are just going for it on cold tires, not even worried about it now. And the battle is on for 2nd. Here comes Adam Rickey to the bottom. He's going to go. So they're dead even. And now Adam Rickey getting a little bit of help. That is James Krause on the bottom, trying to push Rickey out in front and following through on the bottom. Derek Turner coming to the high side. Greg Bruzau about to get a little bit of help. And Adam Rickey is about to clear him and move into 2nd. He's got the nose ahead. Can he clear him off turn 2? He does. Greg Bruzau to 2nd. and leaves James Krause in position to take third. And now Adam Rickey really having to mirror drive here to keep both of those cars behind him. And meanwhile, Lucas Gortman has opened up over a half a second lead with 7 laps to go. Down the back straightaway they go, coming to 6 laps to go. Adam Rickey and James Krause have now broken away, and Brazel has a little bit of a problem on the bottom. Derek Turner clears him. Looked like Brazel got a little bit of the apron. Now Kevin Gironi looking to the inside. And here comes Matthew Boston Wheeler on a tear. He has got a crazy run through 1 and 2. Now it's Matthew Boston Wheeler on the bottom. Oh, a close call there. Kevin Gironi and Greg Brazel almost get together. Up ahead now, James Krause is battling Adam Rickey for second. Into turn 1, Krause has the nose ahead. Oh, they're wrecking behind. Lots of cars off the track, no caution though. Let's see if we can see what happened to Brazel. Oh, it just looks like he got a little bit loose there, and the car behind had nowhere to go. Matthew Boston Wheeler right there. Looked like Matthew tried to go. Oh, Matthew got the nose in, and Greg had nowhere to go. Guys are pushing for everything they can. Krause and Adam Rickey still side by side. Derek Turner hoping they make a mistake. He is right there with them. Kevin Gironi in 5th. Matthew Boston Wheeler now in 6th. Keith Fonseca in 7th. Trumbley in his 8th. Andy Shaner in 9th. And Tommy Hebert is in 10th. But it is still Gortman out front. Down the back straightaway, the battle for seconds really starting to heat up. Derek Turner has finally closed up on these 2 cars. He was giving them a little bit of room for the last few laps, allowing time to react if they make a mistake. He does not have time. 2 laps to go. Now, Derek Turner into the mix. Can he get down to the bottom? Can he get the nose under? Oh my gosh! Adam Rickey way loose off of 2. Lonnie Mixon had an incident. We'll try and take a look at it in a minute, but we are coming to the white flag. James Krause still has 2nd. Adam Rickey in 3rd. And Lucas Gortman takes the white flag. Krause in 2nd. Can Adam Rickey hold on to it this time through 1 and 2? And if not, does Derek Turner back off this time, or does he go for it? No problems out of turn 2. It is now a drag race to the line with Gortman out front. Coming out of turn 4, Lucas Gortman ended last season the champion. He starts this season with a win. James Krause comes home 2nd. Adam Rickey comes home 3rd. Derek Turner is 4th. Kevin Gironi is 5th. Matthew Boston Wheeler is 6th. Keith Fonseca is 7th. David Trumbley is 8th. Andy Shaner pulls off 9th. And Bob Berlew is 10th. Jim Dowman 11th. Tommy Hebert 12th. Tyler Daniels makes a amazing recovery for 13th. Mark Bradshaw 14th. And Greg Brazel 15th. Then Dakota Brown, Chuck McDonald, Stephen Hutchison, Andrew Bisnett, Jeremy Gaiman, and round out your top 20. Then Lonnie Mixon, Shanna Harden, and Donald Fisher. Let's see what happened to Lonnie Mixon there with 2 to go. It looked like we had some guys try to make it. Lonnie tried to move up the middle 3 wide, just didn't have the room for it. And what a way to start the season for Lucas Gortman. What a battle this was all night. All over the track, all through the field. Nobody gave an inch tonight. Adam Ricky, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, man. First off, what a run you had. You dominated over about 2/3 of this race.
Yeah, it was going pretty good in the beginning. We were doing a lot of riding. Didn't work out at the end.
That does happen from time to time, but you still pull off a third place finish. That's no complaints starting your season that way, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. You mean being able to run up front, this is the IROC, so everybody that's been here, we're running against some of the best guys in TDR. So top 5s are where we're going to need to be for the whole season.
Well, you're definitely getting off to the right start here tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thanks. It would have been really good. On that restart, we went down in the 1 and 2, and my screen went black, so I just kind of guessed at it and somehow maintained third. Coming up onto the backstretch, only a little bit into the apron, so that worked out really well. I ran into the backstretch wall earlier trying to be my own crew chief. I don't run any of those extra apps or anything, so that got me in the wall at one point. It was fun racing against Kraus and Gortman. We run against each other all the time, usually for wins, so hats off to them for beating me.
All right, man. Congratulations. Heck of a run and a heck of a way to start the IROC season.
Hey, man. Thanks for all you do.
All right, see if we can get a hold of James Krause. And it actually does not look like neither Kraus nor Gortman is currently available. We'll give them both a minute here. Meanwhile...
Oh, Kraus!
Hey, Andy, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, Doug?
Hey, we didn't have Kraus or Gortman, but you had an up and down kind of night.
It was weird. Yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for getting caught up in a little wreck there, and really, it's kind of what messed me up, and then the shuffle with the yellow coming out during the pit cycles was. So I went from 18th. I was up to 10th. Went backwards. I finished P9. I'm happy with that.
Well, and I'm sure it helped it seemed like it really helped that stack up on that final restart. It would look like Jim Dowman spun the tires and just couldn't get going. And you were one of the drivers that managed to successfully navigate the mess in front of you.
Yeah, it was. I was a little scared of that. These things got some power on them. You got to watch what gear you're starting in, because if you don't, it's pretty easy to spin it out. When you get going, and luckily I got through that. And then there was another big checkup at some point. I almost destroyed the field behind me, because it was either that or run over Jim at one point. So it was an interesting race, a ton of fun. I had an absolute blast, and yeah.
Well, starting the season with the top 10, nothing to sneeze at. I'm sure it's not where you wanted to be, but nothing really to complain about.
No, I'm happy with this. Top 10 at the end of the series are going to get IROC t-shirts. So as long as I get myself an IROC t-shirt, I'm happy.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. I'm going to put you back up there. Tell those top two to get in here so we can talk to them.
Lucas is in here now. You can grab him.
All right, I will do that.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, let's see if we can find Lucas. Lucas Gortman, it's Doug. You got me? Hey, Lucas, it's Doug. You got me? Looks like you're muted, buddy.
Oh, there we go. I got it now.
Well, you ended the last season as the champion, and you start the new season with the win. That's got to be a little bit validating.
Yeah, it was. Woohoo, as we get turned here, doing a little victory Polish lap. Yeah, it was awesome. You know, like winning the championship last year was amazing feeling. Coming here, you know, knew we had a fast car and we were fast overall, and luckily pit strategy seemed to kind of work there, and we were able to get out front, and they battled behind us, and we were able to keep the clean air.
I gotta ask, the pit strategy almost bit you there when that caution came out. You were one of the lucky few that just came in out at just the right time, so you got to restart back there in third, and then it was like coming out of turn 2, you just kind of were gone already. You got past them and there was no looking back. Were you worried when that caution came out?
Yes, at first I was, and being the lucky dog, and you know, when if a caution gets delayed and you're the lucky dog, there's that iRacing glitch where it wants to put you behind the waiver rounds, and I'm like, oh no, we can't do that. That's not, yeah. But once we got that, and then we got that short caution, you know, we got behind Greg, and at that point we just had to put the pedal to the floor and just hope it stuck.
All right, now the really important question I'm sure everybody wants to know. Now that you've won, what kind of tacos do you celebrate with?
See, here's the thing. I normally prefer beef, you know, some cheese, lettuce, you know, maybe some, you know, spicy tomatoes or something, you know, something like that. Just something, you know, simple. But if you're wanting to go crazy with it, like a seasoned shell or a cheesy shell, now that's some good stuff right there.
You know, it's really late and now I'm hungry. Thank you for that.
Thank you, as always.
All right, man. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll take a quick look here and see if now it doesn't look like Kraus appeared, so we will bid you guys adieu for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out. That was an epic race, and I'm looking forward to the remainder of this season. It is going to be awesome, and as always, check out the TDR versus Nowski Nation. I believe tomorrow night's is being postponed a week because there is a TDR get-together tomorrow at Andy Shaner's house. So, you know, if you're bored, go to Andy's house. That sounds like a good plan. Everybody to Andy's. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you're following the Back Sports on YouTube, How to Suck at iRacing on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and now we have an Instagram. So follow us there as well, and we'll have all the race announcements, a whole bunch of broadcasts, and tomorrow we'll be back in the car tomorrow morning with racing with some of the BRR and some other guys, getting some official races in. And hey, if you are not a member of the HTSAI Friday Fun, you have to ask yourself, what are you doing with your life? Come join us. It is just fun races, goofing off, no points, no feelings, and a lot of fun, 18 and older. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Y'all have a wonderful night.